Ugh! There are several species of caterpillars that we commonly call lopers or cabbage worms. They are the larvae form of moths and are a common garden pest that can wreak havoc on a variety of crops. So, we are going to start out by IDing these pests and then talk about prevention and controls. It doesn't take long for your cabbage leaves to look like this. They chew irregular sized holes in leaves. In severe infestations, they can defoliate entire plants in just a few days. Not just cabbage. Cabbage worms love all brassica plants cauliflower, broccoli, and kale. The cabbage loper and cabbage worms also attack lettuce, spinach, beets, parsley, potatoes, and tomatoes. Cabbage lopers and cabbage worms are the larval stage of several species of brown and white moths. Seeing these moths flitting around your brassica plants are a warning. They are looking for a place to lay their eggs. The moth lays small, round, white, or yellow eggs on the undersides of leaves, which hatch into caterpillars that are very, very hungry. Hi, I'm Amy, a science teacher and master gardener. I spent 29 years living off grid and market farming in rural Kentucky. Now I'm doing urban homesteading in Wisconsin, where I moved to be closer to my son. I'm an author, and you can check out my book links in the description. So, obviously, we don't want these bad boys in our gardens. As an organic gardener, I am going to work with nature and maybe help her out. This means a combination of strategies. Let's start by talking about preventions. Before you start planting, you need to think about ways to control cabbage worms because sadly, at some point, you will have them. Companion planting helps to deter the moths. Nasturtiums, wormwood, thyme, marigolds, and peppermint are all believed to help keep the cabbage worms away. Encourage beneficial insects like parasitic wasps, lacewings, and lady beetles that can help control pest populations by preying on their eggs and larvae. Plant dill, fennel, and alyssum to attract these predators to your garden. Dill gets fairly tall, so plan for a patch on the outside of your garden or where it won't shade other plants. But alyssum is great to place right in the beds along with the brassica plants. Make your garden wildlife friendly. Toads love caterpillars and slugs. I have a video on creating frog habitat, which I'll link here, and an in depth article on the website with a free download for a frog and toad garden. Encourage songbirds as well. Many species, such as bluebirds, eat caterpillars. They require a lot of little larvae when raising chicks. Cardinals, chickadees, and sparrows are great bug eaters. Put out nesting boxes and a source of water to attract them to your garden. One way to prevent pests is to cover brassica transplants with mesh or row covers that prevent insects from physically getting to the plants. Make sure the covers are securely anchored so the bugs don't get underneath. Row cover is also great for extending the season. For smaller gardens, hand picking is a simple yet effective method. Inspect your plants regularly, especially the undersides of leaves, and remove any eggs or larvae you find. Drop them into a bucket of soapy water to prevent their return, or feed them to the birds. Ducks are very good at eating caterpillars in the garden. However, make sure your crops are established so the ducks don't pull them out of the ground. Chickens need more monitoring as they will pluck at young greens, but both birds are very effective. Remove weeds and plant debris where moths can lay eggs or larvae can hide. Regularly inspect your garden for signs of pests and take swift action to prevent infestations from spreading. So you've done preventions and you still have an infestation. There are several organic products you can use to kill the caterpillars. Diatomaceous earth is a great product that will help protect your plants. However, it works best on young caterpillars. DE tiny fossilized skeletons of ancient aquatic diatoms that feel like flour to you, but feel like sharp spikes to invertebrates. It works very well on slugs, and I have a popular video on getting rid of them from your garden. Diatomaceous earth can be placed on dry soil around plants or sprinkled on the leaves themselves. One big downside to diatomaceous earth is that it does not discriminate. It can harm butterfly and bee populations as well. Neem oil is a plant based pesticide that does not immediately kill insects but disrupts the growth and feeding of cabbage lopers. So basically, they starve to death. Mix neem oil with water and a small amount of liquid soap and then spray it onto plants. Repeat applications every 7 to 10 days as needed. Monterey insect spray is one of my favorite organic pesticides, and I have a link to it below. It contains spinosad, a plant based organic pesticide. It's derived from a naturally occurring soil dwelling microorganism that is effective against chewing insects like caterpillars. Spinosad is strong and will harm your bees, so it is best to spray late in the evening after the bees go to bed. This is also when the caterpillars come out. Remember to spray all parts of the plants, including stem and under the leaves. Cabbage worms can overwinter as pupae, so it's important to clean up the garden and remove plant waste. The pupae will hide under plant leaves. The moth for the cabbage loper migrates, so unfortunately, it will re enter your garden next spring. I'm posting this on January 2nd, so I just want to wish you a Happy New Year! Please leave me a comment on what your gardening goals are or what videos you would like to see. I plan on making an end of year video, but for now, thank you so much for all of your support. I wish everyone a fabulous growing season.